Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I figured we'd do a Q&A. I think like a couple weeks ago, I did one over on Instagram and there were still a few questions that I didn't get to answer because, you know, mom life. And so I told you guys that I was gonna finish off the Q&A over on YouTube. So that's what we're gonna do today. But before we sit down and get cozy, I thought to make a nice cup of coffee. You know, it'll be kind of like a coffee chat. So let's do that right now. For today's coffee, we're gonna make a hot latte because it is kind of chilly outside. So we're gonna use these from the original line. This is Inspirazione Genova Levanto, I think that's what it's called. So we're gonna do a double shot latte. And I want to take a moment to thank Maestri House for sponsoring this portion of the video. They sent over their milk frother and I am so excited to try it. Let me show you guys. This is it right here. It's supposed to have like different heat settings, different milk densities that you can choose, and you can even do hot chocolate in this. The size and the aesthetic is so nice looking. So let me unbox this so I can show you guys. Okay, I went ahead and unboxed everything and saved you the trouble of hearing all this nonsense. But this is everything that comes with the box. This is the frother right here. I'll take this off in a second. And then this is the portion that will hold your milk. The fact that you could take this off from your frother and put it in the dishwasher is amazing. I've had a lot of you guys ask, like, how do you clean your other frothers? And honestly, you just have to be really careful. But with this one, you just pop it off, put it in the dishwasher, and you're good to go. Here's the whisk portion. And at the beginning, I was like, how is this gonna like work? But there's actually a magnet that goes inside this portion of the frother, and once you have your cup in there, the magnet will just attach to the frother, and that's all you have to do. Easy to clean as well. It comes off in different parts. It's made out of 3 parts, I believe. Here's the lid that it comes with, and then they were nice enough to include like a little sponge to use. So I'm gonna set it up and we're gonna do our latte. It might be like a fluffy cappuccino because I want to see how dense the milk gets. So I'm gonna use probably like the frothiest setting. So let's get that going. My usual half cup of milk is enough to fill the minimum threshold, which I appreciate. I decided to go with 120 Fahrenheit for the milk. You can choose if you want to leave your milk cold and just froth cold, you can choose that, or you can go between heat temperatures. The frother is surprisingly quiet when it's running, which is nice. And here is the final result as far as the foam. Very, very nice. Ooh, I hope I don't drop it. Okay, let's try this because I didn't even taste it. I just wanted to get cozy first. So yummy. I ended up using creme caramel as a syrup, but guys, the foam on this is very beautiful. It's nice. The milk is not too hot. I don't like my milk scorching hot, so I think I used the coolest setting. 120 is what I used, and it's perfect. It's still nice and warm. It's just not overly hot. I'm gonna put all of their information down in the description box below so you guys can check them out. I do believe they gave me a discount code. If they did, I'll put it down in the description box as well. And once again, thank you Maestri for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Let's get on with the Q&A. Let me just get cozy here. I feel like I'm gonna drop this. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna pull up the questions that I didn't get to answer. The first one is, what is your favorite syrup flavor? My favorite syrup flavor, and she asked if there's more than one. I have creme caramel. That's really, really good. I've been loving that one so far. That one's from Monin. It's already made it to the bitters bottles. If you don't know, I have 3 bitter bottles that I use for some syrups, and I only have 3. So I figured, why not have my favorite? Right now I have creme caramel, salted caramel, and French vanilla. Usually those flavors are like my top favorite flavors, and it's salted caramel. I don't know if I mentioned that. Those are all from Monin, but I do have other brands that I do enjoy, that I do really, really like, but it's hard to pick just 3. I would say those would be definitely my 3. If you want to see more syrups that I like, I'm gonna link the video where I talk about all my favorite syrups. All right, next one. What do you do when you're in a coffee rut to revamp your morning cup? Usually I go into my syrup cabinet, and that's where I have really all of my syrups that I don't refrigerate. The Peak House Alchemy I refrigerate. But I look at all my syrups, and if one of them jumps up at me, then I'll take that one and then I'll go into my coffee pod stash and see what I can like use for those. But it usually starts with the syrup. If you could only have one Nespresso machine and one pod, which one would you choose? This is funny because like my all-time favorite pod, I would have to say, is Double Espresso Chiaro. But if I had to choose one machine, it would definitely have to be the Cretista Plus. Like I'm starting to change my tune with my favorite machine. I do like the fact that Nespresso Virtuo has the ability to do different coffee sizes. But for some reason, I've been on a latte kick, maybe on an espresso kick. I really do enjoy the Cretista. I love doing the latte art, and I feel like that machine is just far superior. So I think that's what if I had to choose one, I think I would see myself choosing that one. I did say Double Espresso Chiaro. That one is a very, very classic pod, but the original line has something similar. It would be the Scuro capsule, which would be similar. Question is, hi Alex, love watching your videos. Are you from Chicago? I was born and raised in Chicago. I don't live there right now. I haven't lived there in a long time. We moved, right now we're in Rockford, but we are gonna move to some like west suburbs from Chicago, but we'll be about 15 to 20 minutes from Chicago without traffic. So we're still pretty close. Where are your tablespoons and measuring cups from? So my tablespoons, the ones that are ceramic, are from Anthropologie. The measuring cups are also from Anthropologie. I do have some rose gold measuring spoons. Those are from Amazon, but I'll link those in the description box so you guys can check those out. Favorite 3 Torani syrups, favorite 3 sauces, favorite 3 mugs. Favorite 3 Torani syrups are creme de cacao, salted caramel, and chocolate chip cookie dough. Those are like my favorite 3 from them. Favorite 3 sauces, she didn't specify brand, so I'm gonna say Monin dulce de leche sauce, Torani caramel sauce, and Monin white chocolate sauce. Favorite 3 mugs, that's hard. I don't think I can't choose favorite 3 mugs. It's so hard, but I do love the one that I just bought from Barbie on Etsy. My Target one that's just like very simple. And then what else would I have to choose? I do like a glass mug like this. I think this one's also from Target occasionally. So those would have to be some of my favorite. But I have a lot, guys, that I love. Do you work out? Do you know if any workout coffee? I do not work out. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I need to work out, but I don't. Do you like Girl Scout cookies? The only Girl Scout cookie that I like is the peanut butter one. I don't even know what it's called. Usually we'll buy from my husband's cousin's daughter. Like she's always selling them, so we always get our stuff from there. But I'm not like a diehard Girl Scout cookie lover. I think we just do it to be nice to get them. But I think even like last year we had a whole bunch of boxes left over that we didn't go through. So I like them. I'm just not crazy about them. Somebody asked Nespresso Cretista or Bravo Bambino Plus. Right now, I mean, I don't have the Bambino, so I really can't answer that. But I do love the Cretista and the convenience of the Cretista. I personally do want to get the Bambino because it's just a machine that allows you to do more manual coffee extraction. But I wouldn't say it's better. I think it just depends on the type of person that you are. If you want to take the time and learn about espresso shots and grinding and, you know, all of that stuff, then the Bambino would be a nice machine to experiment with. It's not expensive, but if you just want convenience and a fairly good espresso shot, the Cretista Plus is really good. I do like it. I would like to know the syrups you use. Are they high in sugar? Again, I'll link that video on the syrups that I use. I am not one to track sugar. I don't really care about all of that. I think everything in moderation is good. I've even read that some like artificial sugars or artificial things that are sugar-free can be more damaging to you. So I just rather stay away from it. Use sugar. I personally use sugar, but I try to just keep in mind of the amount that I'm taking. Where do you get those cute coffee glasses from? Coffee glasses. Most of the glass stuff that I get are from Amazon. I don't think I've purchased anything. Like a lot of my glassware is from Anthropology. Like if I use it for like iced coffee, a lot of them, especially if they're floral or they have some kind of cutesy thing, they're most likely from Anthropology. And then if not, Amazon. I always have my like to know it in my description box, so you guys can check out like what, you know, where they're all from. Most of the things are always linked. Favorite original line pods. So my favorite original line pod, right off the bat, I would have to say Buenos Aires, Nicaragua, salted caramel, not the salted caramel, they have like a creme brulee. The vanilla eclair is really, really good. But I'm gonna link the video where I have all of my original line favorites. I'm gonna have that linked so you guys can watch it. I think I only have one video, but I mentioned quite a few and they're all very delicious. What is your coffee recipe? My go-to coffee recipe would have to be double espresso Chiaro with salted caramel syrup, oat milk. So good. It could even be hot or iced. It's very, very delicious. It's like my go-to. I never get disappointed with those recipes. What Barbie blanket do you have? I actually have it right here. This is the Velvet Rose Quartz Barbie blanket. It's their 20-pound one. I actually just bought my husband their cotton one. This is the color Moonstone. His is bigger, like larger. It's supposed to be a 25-pound one, but I love mine. This is so, it's like so cozy. It's heavy to move around, but when you're under it, oh my God, it's so good. What is your husband's job? So my husband is a superintendent. He will be in charge of like making sure that the project building that they're making is going to plan. He manages kind of like, he makes sure that everyone is kind of doing their job, a little bit of safety, a little bit of like, you know, delegating. So yeah, right now we're in Rockford because of it. He doesn't always travel this far out from home, so we're out here right now, but yeah, he's a superintendent. It just depends where his next project is. That's where he travels to most of the days. So he's done high rises in Chicago. He's done the Chicago hospital. But this project that he has right now is, he's the main like superintendent, whereas other projects he's had other superintendents that he works with. So right now he does work a lot of hours because of that, because he's the only guy right now. But we're so grateful for his job and what he does enjoy doing it. It is a little tiresome, but yeah, that's what he does. I want to make iced lattes at home. Which Nespresso do you recommend for starters? For starters, I would always recommend the Virtuo Plus. That machine or that line would allow you to just at a push of a button, you can, depending on the capsule that you put in, you can do single espresso, double espresso, a lungo, and then those big coffee capsules. So if lattes is literally all you want and you don't really care about coffee, then I would say maybe the original line, the Mini Essenza, is a nice machine to start with. And it's super easy. You just pop in a capsule and then just, you know, fix your latte how you like it. So those two machines are good to start with. Why is oat milk used often? Because it's delicious. Try it. It's so good. And honestly, I could drink dairy. Sometimes I forget to get oat milk and I'll just use whole milk. But I don't know. Oat milk is just, it's very creamy, very delicious. The one that I get is Chobani, 0 sugar. No sugar, and it's still nice and creamy. Like, look at it. It's still holding the foam. This is actually very impressive. It's probably because of the frother, because the foam doesn't always last this much, but it's such a good milk alternative. If you don't need an alternative to milk and you're okay with whole milk, then you don't really need to use oat milk. But out of all the alternative milks that are out there, I feel like oat milk is the GOAT. So that's why I personally like oat milk. Where can you purchase Oatly milk? I haven't seen it at any of my local stores. I always see it at Target, so check there. I've seen it, actually I haven't seen it anywhere but Target, so check there. Next question, I'm learning still and having a hard time getting my drinks the way I like. Any tips? This is a hard question because I don't know exactly what's going on with your drinks. I would say look at the recipes that I have on YouTube and try to follow them to the T. Like if you follow them to the T, like use the exact same milk, the exact same pod, the exact same syrup measurements, I don't see how you can mess it up. But again, I don't know what you're having a hard time with exactly. So maybe DM me on Instagram and I will be happy to help you. Just got a Nespresso. What are your top 5 pods to order? My top 5 pods at the moment are double espresso Chiaro, double espresso Dolce is pretty good. For coffee cup pods, the big ones, I like caramel, vanilla custard, and then I would have to say Ice Forte is so good. I feel like since it's a stronger pod, when you add it over ice, it doesn't lose its flavor. I feel like it still has a nice coffee taste. I would use it with the hyper chiller because if you don't have a hyper chiller, it might taste a little watered down. But those are really good pods to start with. I will also link my Virtual Favorites pod so you can see like other pod options that I tend to gravitate towards. But those are just some of them. Any New Year's resolutions? There's so much going on right now with the new year. Like we just closed on our house. We're actually, right now it's February 1st and we're closing on our house on the 3rd, which we are very excited. And so like I don't know if I have like specific goals. I'm not the type of person to set goals because I feel like that whole cliche at the beginning of the year, you get so excited and then you forget. That's me. So I just found a different way to do things. I just set my mind and say, okay, so here you go. For one, this year I told myself that I'm gonna start doing content that actually makes me more happy. Nespresso content made me happy at the beginning, but you're human, right? You want change, variety, and although I do get excited for Nespresso releases, Nespresso things, I feel like the content that I produce can at some point get stagnant because you get bored of doing the same thing. So one of my thoughts for this new year is doing content that makes me happy. So if I am not excited about something or about a video that maybe I thought I should film, I'm not gonna do it because you guys will see that lack of interest in the video, and I hate that. And you could tell when someone is faking it, and I don't want to be like that. So I told myself the content that is gonna come out is gonna come out because I want it and I want to do it and it makes me happy. So that's my goal for the new year. Less forced content, more content that I like. And because since we're closing on a house, I feel like a lot of my content is going to gravitate towards home decor, home things. I still want to do coffee. Don't forget that we did do a wet coffee bar area, so I do still intend to do a lot of coffee videos, but I told myself that I'm only going to do the ones that I really, really want to do. So those are one of my goals for my content in the new year. What's your favorite me time activity besides enjoying coffee? Reading. Oh my god, if you guys are readers, then you are my kind of people. I like to cozy up on the couch, either after my son goes to bed or when he's napping during the day, and I'll sit down and read a book. Right now I'm reading, I don't even know if I have it here. I'm reading two. I'm reading Do Less, and then I'm reading Ego as the Enemy, which is the second time I read it. And the second time around, I like reading books a few times because you see different things when you're reading it again. And so that's one of my favorite things. Another one is doing my nails. I really get in the zone when I'm doing my nails, and I absolutely love doing them. It's just so relaxing to me. I just did them yesterday, last night, and they're like a dark purpley color. What else? I used to like doing my makeup, but I don't do makeup as much as I used to anymore. And then just cleaning. I feel like I don't like always cleaning the entire house, but I really do enjoy cleaning my kitchen. Any kitchen. I feel like once the kitchen is clean, the house just feels automatically clean. So those are some of the things that I do like for me time. Fave way to prepare iced Forte. So iced Forte I like with salted caramel or any like creme caramel, any of my top 3 favorite syrups. I'll brew the iced Forte in a glass, and then I'll transfer the coffee into my hyper chiller, cool it off before adding it to coffee, and then I'll use the salted caramel syrup or creme caramel or French vanilla. Those 3 are so good. Even the spiced brown sugar is so delicious with iced Forte. And then oat milk, like a splash of oat milk. I find myself not always frothing the milk. I just like pour it and then, drink it that way. It's so good. What's your favorite milk to froth? I would have to say Chobani. 0 sugar oat milk is my favorite milk. And it froths like a dream. You see it right here. It froths like a dream. Sometimes my Nespresso comes out tasting so bitter. I clean it on the regular schedule. Tips. It might be time for a descale if it tastes bitter. I don't know, if you clean it every week, I think a descale might be the issue. They usually recommend every 300 capsules or every 3 months to descale. So what happens with water? Water has minerals. Even if it's filtered water, it's gonna have minerals that build up inside your machine, and that is called scaling. When you don't descale, the coffee passes through all that stuff, and it'll add like a different flavor. So I would say maybe descaling. If you're stopping your brew a little early, sometimes that affects the flavor. I mean, it has to, because you're under extracting the coffee. So maybe that. Or if you're pulling a shot that's longer, because you could also do that with your machine, that also kind of alters the flavor a little bit. But I don't know what else it could be. I would call them and see if they can give you any other tips. How's potty training going? I'm about to start with my son this week. Potty training is going well. Sometimes it's awful. Some other days are better. For example, there's some days where he'll just pee in his underwear all the time and doesn't really care. There's other days where he'll catch himself, and these are very few days. I feel like there's more accidents than not, but I feel like I'm getting used to it. Poop, for sure. He does not like that feeling in his underwear, so he will tell me. For poop, he will say stuff. But for pee, for some reason, he doesn't care. And so if I'm not on him, he'll pee on in his underwear. So that's where we're at right now. If you have any tips for me, I have how to like prompt him to tell me for pee. He prompts me for poop, but not for pee. So that's where we're at right now. He's wearing underwear, and that's it. So it's going very slow, but I'm trying to be patient with it. How old are you and your husband? Do you plan on having more babies? Me, I am gonna be 35 in March, I think. I was born 87, so yeah, I should be 35 in March. And then my husband is gonna be 37 in tomorrow. Tomorrow he's gonna be 37. We do have plans for another baby. We're not trying, you know, we're not trying. So whatever happens, happens. But yeah, right now we're happy with Lucas. And if another one comes along, then another one comes along. Are you building a house? So we did a semi-custom new build. We didn't like go find a lot and then tell the builder to build on it. The builder already had owned the lot, and they had already started building, and then we came and saw it and then said we want to buy it. So we came in the right time to where we can actually start picking our finishes and the interior color and everything. It was nice. It's a lot easier that way, because we started looking into like, you have to go buy the land first and then show the builder the land and say, hey, can you build on this land? Some people will, some people won't. It was just a whole different ordeal. So we liked the way that we went about it, and it's been easy peasy till today. Where do you get your cups and straws? A lot of my cups are from Target, some Etsy sellers, Anthropology, Crate and Barrel. So it just depends. But like I said, I have them all linked on my Like to Know It, on my Amazon storefront. If you ever see a cup that you don't see linked, let me know and I'll try to find the link for them. The straws are from Amazon, and those are also linked on my Amazon storefront. I think I'm gonna end it here as far as the questions. I think that's everything that I got. If there are other questions that you guys have, leave them in the comment section. I'll make sure to answer those. Or if there's still a lot more questions that come in, I'll do another Q&A, because these are kind of fun. I don't do them often. Actually, I think this is the first one that I've done for YouTube, but they're fun. Especially when they're not coffee related, because I feel like you guys get to know me a little more this way. So yeah, if you have any more questions as far as like coffee or myself and my life and stuff like that, leave them in the comment section. And yeah, that is it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.